Hello and welcome to another video. Today is my March haul and I'm going to warn you now, I don't know how long this is going to be because as it was my birthday in March, this is a much bigger haul than usual, and I wish I could say most of them were presents, but there's only like one section of them that's presents. And I did also get quite a few ebooks and audiobooks because of sales on Kindle and Audible. So I am going to just get stuck in. I'm not going to dwell on each book for too long because obviously there's a lot and we don't want to be here for hours, do we? So I'm going to try and make this as short and sweet as possible, but probably still going to be so long that you're going to get bored. I hope you don't. I'm gonna start off with books I got from book boxes, like the monthly boxes. So I got my February LitJoy and also my February FairyLoot and February Illumicrate all at the beginning of March. So for LitJoy and FairyLoot, their February book was the same. It was This Golden Flame by Emily Victoria. This is the FairyLoot version. This is the Illumicrate. I really love both of these, but the more I look at them, the more I prefer the LitJoy. So I might unhaul this. I'm still undecided on that, but it sounds really good. So I'm looking forward to reading one of these editions. Then we had February Illumicrate, which was A Dark and Hollow Star by Ashley Shuttleworth. This has been on my radar for a while, so the fact it came in this box and it's a gorgeous edition, I am so excited to read this. And then my March Illumicrate came the day before my birthday actually, so the 30th, and it is The Unbroken by C.L. Clarke. I have heard so many things about this, and like from people getting ARCs, and I'm very intrigued, but even more so by the fact that I was actually going to buy this myself and then something told me not to. I don't know why, and then it came in my Illumicrate, so I'm glad I didn't buy a normal copy because this copy is gorgeous. So next up, let's go for ebooks. Let's get the ebooks and the audiobooks out of the way. The first ebook I got was Angel Fall by Susan E. I have heard so many things about this, and I think FairyLoot are doing an exclusive edition. I'm probably not going to get the exclusive edition just because it's so much money and I haven't read it yet. However, it was 99p on Kindle, so I couldn't resist picking it up because I want to give it a try. So next up is The Longing of Lone Wolves by Lana, and I'm going to pronounce this wrong, I apologise. Pacherski? I'm so sorry if I've just butchered that name, but this this is Faye. I'm pretty sure this has a lot of smut in. I heard Bobby at Bobby Reads talking about this and wanted to give it a go, and it was like £2 on Kindle, so there we go. Next up we have Stuck With You by Carla Burgess. I read The 5-Year Plan by Carla Burgess. It is completely not my type of book. It is adult contemporary romance. Do not read that. But I read The 5-Year Plan by Carla Burgess. I think it was last year or the year before, and oh my god, I loved it so much. I love her writing. So when I saw this was £2.49 on Kindle and you cannot get it physically, I just thought, do you know what, screw it. I liked her other books, so I'm gonna give this one a go, and it sounds really good. I know I said I weren't gonna go into books, but this one is literally, she gets stuck in an elevator with her high school crush who is still gorgeous. Need I say more? Next up we have Still House Lake by Rachel Caine. It's no secret I absolutely love the Morganville books by Rachel Caine. I'm doing my reread of them at the moment. Absolutely adore them. And this is her, I believe it's adult thriller series, and this is the first book. And it was on sale on Kindle, and I've been wanting to try it for a while because I know I love her writing. And I'm so intrigued by this, and I've heard so many people say they love it. So I snapped it up and hoping to get to it fairly soon, but this is me, so it'll probably still be on my Kindle unread in like 3 years. And the final ebook I got was Witches of Barcelona by Cadis Knight. So this is the second book in the Bloodweb Chronicles. I was on the blog tour for the first book, Vampires of Moscow, and oh my god, it is absolutely incredible. And this book came out on my birthday, and I could not be happier to be sharing my birthday with this book because I absolutely adored the first book. I'm so excited for this book, and oh yes. So next up we're going to do audiobooks, and all but one of these audiobooks I actually have physically, so I'm going to hold up the physical books for those because it saves time. Editing Becca is lazy, and it saves me time if I don't have to put the picture up here, so we're gonna do that. So first up, I want to just say there were lots of £3 sales and 2 for 1 sales on Audible this month, so I made the most of my credits and got all these. So let's just get stuck in. First up, I got Lady Midnight and Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare. I'm really excited. I'm more so excited to listen to the audiobook of Lord of Shadows and Queen of Air and Darkness when I get that, because the narrator is James Masters, who is like my favourite character in Buffy. Like, he plays Spike. He has one of those voices that I'm so excited to hear him. Yes. I cannot remember who the narrator is for Lady Midnight, but I can't remember her name, but she was in Gotham, and she's been in something else as well, but I can't remember. But anyway, I'm about to start a reread of The Dark Art of Isis, so I thought if I have the audiobooks, because it's a reread, it will help me get through it a little bit quicker, especially when I have so much to read in April. So yeah. Then we have A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J Maas. I am gradually getting all the Sarah J Maas books on Audible so that I can listen to them whenever I want. And this was on one of the 2 for 1 sales, so I thought, why not? Then we have The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J Maas. Again, I'm currently going through a reread of this series, and I just thought it'd be easier to have the audiobook on hand. You're kind of supposed to read this before you start the series, but I've now read Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight. And the first time I read it, I read The Assassin's Blade after Crown of Midnight. So I'm going to do that again because I quite liked how it fit in that way. Then we have Truthwitch by Susan Dennard. I am joining in on the Witchlands Along, which is hosted by Jade over at JD Ray Reads. So I thought if I grab the audiobook for me and my mum, it will help us get through it a bit quicker. And for me, it is a reread, so it helped me get through it a hell of a lot quicker, considering the end of March was a bit of a mess with rushing, so it helped. Then we have Starsight by Brandon Sanderson. I have the audiobook for the first book in this series, Skyward. It is narrated by Sophie Aldred, and she narrates this book, the first book, so well, so I couldn't resist getting this. I found it really fun reading along with the audiobook for the first one, so had to do it for the second one as well. And then the last audiobook I got, I haven't actually read the first book in this series yet. I do have it on Audible, I just haven't got to it yet, and that is Night Shadow by Sebastien de Castell. This was on the 2 for 1, so I thought I might as well just pick it up. I know I like Sebastien de Castell's writing, so I know I'm going to love Traitor's Blade when I get to it, so I thought might as well pick this one up too. Okay, so now on to physical books. And there's a lot. Right, so we're gonna start with trades. I managed to get a couple of audiobooks, no, ARCs. So I finally have completed my collection with The Purple Havenfall by Sarah Holland. In the UK, they did 3 ARCs, and I now have all 3. So we have this is the one I actually got myself. I got this in a book box club. This is for Fjordenkill. This one I traded with my friend last year. This is for Burn. And this one I traded on, I found someone on Twitter with this and they were trading it. And this is The Doorway to Solaria. So I'm very happy to finally have my collection complete. Then you can't see them, they're up there, but I am trying to get all the Sarah Bernard and Holly Bourne arcs, and I managed to get the Beautiful Broken Things arc by Sarah Bernard. This arc is absolutely gorgeous. I already have the arc for Fierce Fragile Hearts, which is the sequel to this. I also have all the finished copies of these, by the way. But yeah, so I'm very happy to almost have a complete collection. I need one more Sarah Bernard arc, and that is A Quiet Kind of Thunder. So if you have that arc and are willing to part with it, let me know, because I'm willing to trade. And then the final one, I traded one of my arcs. The person didn't have anything off of my ARC wish list. So they bought me something off my Amazon wish list, and that was As Far As You'll Take Me by Phil Stamper. This obviously is not an ARC, this is a finished copy, they bought it for me, but yeah, it was still done in a trade. So yes, thank you Bethany for that. Okay, so now we're going to go on to pre-orders and just stuff I've just bought myself. I'm saving my birthday presents till last here. So this one is probably one of the most exciting ones I have. I have not taken it out of the cellophane, and I probably will not. It was the final English edition of, or like English language edition of this book I needed to complete my collection. And that is the Owlcrate Addie LaRue. Oh, and like on the back it's got this, and it's absolutely stunning, and I can't bring myself to take it out. This one is going to be for aesthetics purposes only. Yeah, Owlcrate had spares left over, and I was on the wait list because I missed out on the original box, and I'm okay with that because I wasn't a massive fan of the items, I just wanted the book. So when they put up on their they sent the email to the wait list to say that they had spare books, snapped it up straight away, and I'm very happy with this. Then we have Phoenix Flame by Sarah Holland. Not going to go into this. If you've seen my February wrap up, you'll know my feelings, but anyway, I'm very happy to have it because it completes my collection. Then we have some pre-orders. So I pre-ordered Bone Crier's Dawn by Catherine Purdy. This is the Fairy Loot edition. I got Bone Crier's Moon in a Fairy Loot box last year and haven't read it yet, but wanted their matching edition just in case I love it. So then we have the paperback version of House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J Maas. This is the Waterstones edition. It's stunning, but I couldn't resist. I have all of Sarah J Maas's books on both hardback and paperback, so it had to be done. Then we have Bridge of Souls by Victoria Schwab. This is the third book in the Cassidy Blake series, which I have absolutely adored. It is such a good middle grade series with ghosts and mystery and adventure, so yeah. Then we have City of Spells by Alexandra Christo. This is the second in the duology. The first book is Into the Crooked Place, which I really enjoyed, so I'm excited to see how this one goes. Then we have Rule of Wolves by Leigh Bardugo. Oh, I'm so excited for this, and I just want to... Oh. So this is the second book in the Nikolai duology, which obviously you kind of have to have read Shadow and Bone and like Shadow and Bone trilogy and the Six of Crows duology before, and obviously King of Scars before you read this, but I'm so excited to dive into this. This is on my April/May TBR, so yay. Then we have three books that I kind of bought for Eurovision-a-thon, but I have wanted to read these for years because I loved the TV show as a kid and I'm obsessed with it, and that is the first three Moomin books. So we have, so these are by Tove Jansson. So we have The Moomins and The Great Flood, which I'm really annoyed this doesn't match the other two. I thought it did. Then we have Comet in Moomin Land. And then we have Finn Family Moomin Troll. So I'm excited to finally read these. Then we have proof of my obsession. 2 obsessions to be exact. So managed to get the Waterstones exclusive with the Faesan chapter of A Court of Silver Flames, and this dust jacket I cannot remember the name of the artist, but I will put the link to their Etsy store in the description box below. They did this dust jacket which matches the original covers, and my mum and dad got me this for my birthday. I knew about it, but I was excited because it's so gorgeous and it matches them, and yeah, I put it on my Waterstones exclusive of Akasuf. Then these are the Illumicrate dust jackets, so if you haven't seen them yet and you don't want to see them yet, just look away for a few minutes. But I bought the Illumicrate box and with the dust jackets, and then I also, because I need the other books to put the dust jackets on, I have pre-ordered Akamath, Aka War and Aka Fass, but they have not come yet, so they'll be on next month's. But I did pre-order the new edition of ACOTAR, but I've got rid of the dust jacket because I've put the gorgeous Illumicrate dust jackets on them. They are stunning and I'm obsessed, so I bought these books especially. Then we have 3 of my 4 editions of Chain of Iron by Cassandra Clare. So we have the gorgeous Fairy Loot edition, the gorgeous Waterstones edition. Now there's nothing on the back, but it's gorgeous. And then the gorgeous Illumicrate edition, which, oh, look at those edges. So they are 3 of the 4. Now we're going to move on finally to ones that I haven't bought myself. They were birthday presents. So first up, my mum and dad got me the standard edition of Chain of Iron. So I now have all 4 editions to match my 4 editions of Chain of Gold. And then let's just go through the presents. So the lovely Jamie got me Goldilocks by Laura Lamb. I have heard many people talk about this and it sounds really interesting. So Becca over at Becca and the Books got me Oath Taker by Audrey Gray. I am really intrigued by this. The line at the top just says all magic has a price. Magic, heartbreak and betrayals, and a queen intent on destroying the realm. Yes. Then my lovely friend Liv got me Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. This was one of her favourite books when she read it, and it definitely sounds like it's something I'll enjoy. So she got it for me. Now I just need to read it and make her even happier. Then the lovely Ashley over at Frolic Through Fiction got me A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair. I had a feeling when I saw the note, I pulled the note out first and saw it was from Ashley, and I had a feeling this would be the one she would have got me, because this is a Hades and Persephone retelling. So yes. Then Steph over at Steph Loves got me A Strange Hymn by Laura Thalassa. This is the 2nd book in the Bargainer series. I know she loves the Bargainer series, so does Becca. And I absolutely adored the 1st book when I read it over Bookopoly weekend. So I'm very excited to go back to Desmond Flynn in this one. Then the lovely Kyra, who spoils me, got me 2. I don't actually know if these were for my birthday or she just got them, but she got me Get a Life Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. I am very much not into contemporary romance, as you probably know, but everyone talks about this and they do sound so good, and so I'm very much looking forward to picking this up. And then Kyra also got me the Pride and Prejudice graphic novel. So I don't actually know who this is by. Obviously the original story is by Jane Austen, but I'm not sure who the graphic novel's by. But I'm just, look, oh, I'm just so excited to have this as a graphic novel. It's incredible. So thank you, Kyra. Then Nina over on Jade's Patreon Discord got me Lumberjanes by Stevenson, Ellis, Waters and Allen. This is volume 1. Nina is my birthday twin. We both share the birthday of 31st of March, and I got her something, she got me something. So yeah, I'm very excited to read this. I've heard very many things about this, how cute it is. So yeah. And then Helen over at Helen's Bookhaven, she got me 3 things. She's naughty. So she got me The Great Brain Robbery by P.G. Bell. This is the sequel to A Train to Impossible Places. We are actually going to buddy read this. And this was on my series I want to continue or series I want to finish, one of those. And she saw that, so she got me this. She also got me The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. I've heard many good things about this, mostly from Jade. So I'm very excited to dive into this. Apparently it is so beautifully written. And then Helen also got me 13 Secrets by Michelle Harrison. I loved the 1st book, 13 Treasures, and I'm very excited to continue. Me and Helen will probably end up buddy reading this. I will hold off until she has read the 1st book, and then we can buddy read the 2nd book. And then the final 2 are from my friend Charlie. So as well as non-bookish stuff, she also got me 2 books. So she got me 13 Curses, which is the 3rd book in this series. So I now have the full trilogy. So she got me that. And she also got me volume 4 of the Mortal Instruments graphic novel series. I have not read the first 3 yet, but I do have them, and I do have the Infernal Devices, which I've read the first one of. But I love the series. It's just a case of getting round to them. But yay! Okay, so I literally had just finished filming this video, so this is going to be an odd little clip I'm going to fit in, but another Amazon parcel coming, and I know it's the 2nd of April when I'm filming this. However, this is a birthday present. So the lovely Victoria from Jade's Discord chat got me the word cloud edition of Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I love these editions. I have a few of the other books, the other classics in this edition, and this is my favorite classic, as you may know. So thank you so much, Victoria, for getting me this. So thank you to everyone who bought me things off of my wish list for my birthday. I love you all so much and I appreciate it so much. Like, obviously you do not have to get me anything. I don't expect anything. I do have my Amazon wish list in my link tree and in my description box, but there is never any pressure for any of you to buy me anything, but I do appreciate it. But yeah, I was absolutely sport on my birthday, which helped kind of get through the fact that I'm in lockdown for a 2nd birthday, but we're not going to dwell on that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've read any of these and you think I should prioritize them, let me know. Some of them I have already read, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and if you made it through this entire video, I've never done the emoji thing before, but considering how painful it is, I want to give a medal to everyone who puts a... what emoji should we go for? Let's go for an orange or a green emoji. So if you got to the end of this video, put either an orange emoji or a green emoji in the comments. Even if you don't want to leave a full comment, you just want to leave the emoji, go for it. And I will see you next time. Bye. I have no idea where I'm going to put any of these books. This may have been a mistake.